to Athar's Garage. In this video, I'll be working on the Team Associated B6.4 Bag 8, so let's get started. Alright, so we're going to start out by making the front camber links, and in the manual they recommend using the black grease on the threads to make it easier, but I'm just going to use some light oil that I use on my bearings. So we're going to need two 3 by 48 millimeter turnbuckles. So let's see what we have here. It looks like all the turnbuckles are 48 millimeters long according to the manual. So let's go ahead and grab 2 of them. One thing that we're going to note is the notch that is on the turnbuckle right there. That indicates a left-hand thread. So that's kind of the industry standard. So you want to try and put all the left-hand threads on the left side of the vehicle. That way you know they're on the left side of the vehicle. And when you adjust, whether it's on the right side or the left side, it's the same motion to lengthen or shorten your turnbuckles. So we need 4 straight ball cups. So we can go ahead and get those off the parts tree. So what we're going to do is put a little bit of this light oil on the threads and get the turnbuckle started, or the ball cup started. So I designed and 3D printed this ball cup tool to make my life easier. So I'll see if I can put that in the description below. I'll try to upload it to Thingiverse, so that way if you have a 3D printer, you can print one for yourself. And it says the front camber turnbuckle is supposed to be 22.6 millimeters from shoulder to shoulder. So I'm gonna go ahead and just leave it like that for now. I don't think it's a big deal to not have them set right now. I think it's easier to start making your turnbuckle, install it onto the chassis, and then adjust it while it's on the chassis, because you can actually hold both ends on the chassis and adjust it. So okay, so make sure that you have your turnbuckles in the proper orientation. So this is going to be my right side turnbuckle, since the inner ball stud is going to go up and down, and the ball stud on the hub is pointing forward. So just making sure that my amount of threads showing on both sides are roughly the same. Go ahead and measure to see where we're at. So right now it says I'm at 32 millimeters between the 2 ends. So I'm going to check on the chassis to make sure that this is okay to install and it's not going to cause any issues. Yeah, so I can go ahead and install this and then adjust it to length. So before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. So this is my left side turnbuckle. I know that this is going to go into the steering hub, and this link on this side is going to be facing down. So when I make sure I'm ready to install this onto the chassis, that the orientation of the ball cups is in the correct direction. I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe off any excess oil so it doesn't attract any dirt. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my chassis, and we're gonna install the turnbuckles and then adjust them to the proper length. So left side of the car, have the notch over here, so left hand thread. Left hand thread, notch is right here. So the gap is supposed to be 22.6. Close to 22.6. I'm not too concerned about the actual length because once I do my setup with the electronics on the car, I'm going to be more concerned when I do that to make sure that I have the proper camber, toe, and everything else. .26. So now we can go ahead and set the chassis aside and prepare our steering links. So again, we're going to need 2 turnbuckles. They're both 3 by 48 millimeters long. And this time we're going to need 1 straight ball cup for each side and 1 angled ball cup for each side. And they are labeled. So this one has an R and this one has an L. So take note of that. So I know this is one of the differences on the B6.4 compared to the B6.3. The ball cups on the steering link on the B6.3 were straight and these are angled. And in the manual, it actually says that the one that says R is actually used on the left side of the car and the one on the right side of the car is actually L. I believe these are probably from the B74.1 because I know on the B74.1 the angle is reversed from how we're going to install it on the B6.4. So we have our right side or left side and then our inner links. And take note of the orientation because the links are going to be facing like this once installed. The steering link ball stud is facing forward, and on the steering hub the ball stud is facing up. So make sure you have that orientation correctly and make sure to put the left hand threads on the left side of the car, which is indicated by the notches. So the gap between the ball cups is going to be 27.9 millimeters. Okay, we have an even amount of threads showing. We have the ball cups in the correct orientation. So I'm just going to wipe off any excess oil and I'm going to go on and do the other side. Okay, so we have an even amount of threads showing on both sides and we have the correct orientation. So now we can wipe off any excess oil, grab our chassis, install, and set our gap to 27.9. We're at 27.9. And 27.9. All the ball cups are nice and free. Everything moves nice and free like it should. No binding or anything like that. That's exactly what we want. All right, so we can set the chassis aside again, and we can make our rear camber links. So again, we're going to need 2 of the 3x48 millimeter turnbuckles, and we're going to need 4 straight ball cups. So the orientation of these ball cups are going to be the same direction, and the gap in between the turnbuckles are going to be 25.3. We can grab our chassis now and install the turnbuckles. So remember to install the turnbuckles with the notches facing the left side of the car. So make sure that you install your axles into the out drives, and the notch is going to face the left side of the vehicle. And the gap is supposed to be 25.3. Okay, 25.3 on both sides. So let's check to see how everything moves nice and free like it should. No binding on either side. That's exactly what we want. Everything is moving like it should. And one thing to note is how smooth the transmission is. So that's it for bag 8. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe if you did. Let me know down in the comments below if you had any issues. I'll do my best to help you out. Stay tuned for the next video, which is going to be bag 9, which I'm so excited about because that is the biggest reason I picked up this car, which is the 13mm shocks. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.